Hey guys, this is Ashley from Heavenly Hills Homestead, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I make my own taco seasoning. I bought all of the components to this recipe from Azure Standard, so make sure to check out the link below if you're curious about Azure or wanting to get your first order going with Azure. And yeah, let's show you how it's done. So I am making a big bulk jar of this taco seasoning. We make taco-like items quite often, whether it's tacos or nachos or fajitas or whatever it is. So I'm making a big mason jar, and this recipe is very easy because you just do it in parts, whatever measurement you are doing. So if you're just doing a small jar, that's okay. My 1 part measurement in this video is a 1/2 cup. So I started out with 1 part onion powder. Now I'm doing 1 part Italian seasoning. This is also Italian seasoning that I made my own, and I will come out with a video shortly when I'm ready to restock my Italian seasoning and show you how I like to make it. I am doing 1 part garlic powder. Next, I am doing 2 parts of cumin. In most recipes for taco seasoning, they will just call for 1 part cumin, but we really like a cumin heavy taco seasoning. So I'm doing 2 parts of cumin here. Now I am doing 1 part paprika. You can choose a different kind of paprika if you like a smoked paprika or a sweet paprika. I'm just doing regular old organic paprika here, but you can really customize this how you would like to. Next, I will add 2 parts of chili powder. This is a mild chili powder. I chose to do mild instead of hot because I have kids. Not everybody in my house likes spice, and whenever we have guests over, I don't want to overspice them either. So you can also choose to do a mild or a hot depending on your personal taste. I decided to mix it all up in a bowl here, and that made it a lot easier to make sure it was well combined. And when it was in the bowl getting mixed up, I also added in 1 part of this Celtic sea salt. We really love this Celtic sea salt. Really, it's important to have a good mineral salt, and I kind of bounce between pink Himalayan salt, Celtic sea salt, or even a Redmond's real salt. As long as it is a high quality, not bleach, no caking agents, or anything like that in there, just a real true salt. So 1 part of the salt here. After the seasoning blend was well combined, I put it back in my jar. I just scooped it back in my jar. You can see here that I'm kind of punching it down with the spoon. I've noticed that when you're making homemade seasonings, they get really fluffy, if that makes sense, when you put them back in the jar. So to conserve space, I'm just kind of punching it down, getting some of the air out so I can fit all of this seasoning back in the jar, and that does the trick for me. So after all of my seasoning is in the jar, I just throw one of these plastic leak-proof mason jar lids on top. These lids are perfect for things like seasoning that you don't need to like pressure can or water bath can with. And I just took a permanent marker and wrote taco on the side of the jar so I can remember that it is taco seasoning. Now I am finishing up browning my meat for taco night. I wanted to show you how I use this taco seasoning because I know that for someone who's not used to using bulk taco seasoning, maybe you're more used to using it out of the packet, it can be a little bit of an adjustment. So I wanted to show you how I do it. So right here I've got 1 pound of ground venison from our harvest this year, and I'm just browning that up and making sure it's in nice small pieces the way that we like our ground taco meat. And then I'm just taking my taco seasoning, and I like to have thoroughly spiced or thoroughly flavored food, so I usually do about 2 to 3 teaspoons here, so 2 to 3 spoonfuls per 1 pound of meat. But if you don't like as thoroughly flavored or thoroughly spiced food, you can do 1 to 3 spoonfuls depending on your personal taste. I do the same thing regardless of what kind of meat we're using, or if we're doing beans instead of meat. And you can use this taco seasoning really however you want, anytime you want a taco flavored anything, and you just scoop it right out of the jar. And I would tell you it lasts forever, but we use a lot of taco seasoning, so I'll be making another jar like this in probably a month or 2, maybe 3. But we love this taco seasoning, and it is great and really inexpensive to make in bulk. So I hope you really enjoyed this video and enjoyed this recipe. Let me know in the comments below if you try this taco seasoning or if you've made seasonings in bulk before. And until next time, welcome to the homestead.